Let's bring in our panel now to weigh in. Doug Truax is the founder and CEO of Restoration of America, as well as former U.S. Army captain, and John Vick, executive director of Concerned Voices for America and a veteran of the Navy and U.S. Marine Corps. So, as we just heard from Jody Cohen, huge step forward toward dismantling the Iranian regime. An Israeli airstrike killed the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Navy. According to Israeli officials, they blame this person for directly responsible for blocking the Strait of Hormuz, the terrorist operation laying out the mines throughout the strait. John, tell me how much of a blow this is to the Iranian regime.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. Pretty much anybody in a position of leadership in Iran right now is like the red shirts from Star Trek. It's really the closest analogy that I can think of. I will say, though, that this is one step towards degrading Iran's resiliency strategy, right? We've seen increased strikes in Israel, like your reporter just said, over the past 24 hours, plus the pain in the Strait of Hormuz. This is not meant to be a comeback for Iran. This is resiliency strategy played out. They want to keep the pain going, even though they're very degraded. Their military is essentially defeated, but if they can still keep up some pressure, they're hoping that they can wait out the United States, which relies upon public support, unlike the regime in Tehran.
Yeah, John, let me just stay with you for a second and ask you from your Marine perspective and your background. The 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit will arrive in the Strait of Hormuz tomorrow aboard, I believe it's the USS Tripoli. As a former Marine, how do you expect the unit is going to be used? Because a lot of people are talking about that. What's their job?
Yeah, well, a Marine Expeditionary Unit, we war and peacetime, right? We keep those all around the world to make sure that we can respond quickly. And moving the Tripoli over there adds a lot of options for the administration. And it's not just the potential for boots on the ground, right? I mean, my organization, Concerned Veterans for America, we're very cautious about stuff like that. But the MU also brings marine aviation capability. That's also specifically trained in close air support and attacking a different target set than the U.S. Air Force is, right? So it really does add a lot of options for the administration, and hopefully they're used to leverage against the resiliency strategy and wrap this thing up quickly. I think having a clear plan to wrap this thing up fast, to take the win and get our troops home, that's the fastest route to public support.
All right.
Yeah, Doug, I want to bring you in on this. Now, the New York Times, clearly no friend of President Trump, in a post written by Bret Stephens, conservative author, pushes back on Democrat narrative that the war against Iran has been a disaster. The piece reads, Operation Desert Storm lasted a full 6 weeks. Today, it's remembered as a lightning-fast war. The current conflict with Iran is less than 4 weeks old. There is still no proof of life of the new supreme leader. The son of the current president has written that if Iran can't prevent the continued assassination of its leaders, we will lose the war. It also goes on to talk about how in the original Gulf War, we lost 23 aircraft. We've lost 4 in this one, nothing to combat. It's just crashes and other kinds of mechanical issues. So why is this war being viewed as a failure by the legacy media?
Well, they just hate everything Trump, especially when he succeeds. And I think that we've lost sight of the fact that when you gain air superiority in the first day and you take out their entire leadership, the rest of it just becomes a targeting exercise. As long as you're committed to not taking the 4th Infantry Division or the 1st Cav Division and dropping them in there and trying to go to Tehran, which is not on the table at all, obviously. So then it's just a matter of degrading them over time. And I think we've arrived at a place, and the left has been so adamantly pushing against this, even in the face of success, that they're now out on a limb. And we've got time on our side, I think, as long as we can maintain oil prices in a decent place. What's going to happen next is these 2 guys that we're negotiating with, they're not on the kill list right now. And I suspect if they don't negotiate very well in the next couple of days, they're going to go back on the list, and we're going to have to follow 4 guys next week, which I think is fine. I mean, that's the way it's got to go. They have a mentality of, like, just wait it out, keep lying. Time is on their side. I think we got to put time on our side and just keep taking these guys out till we find who we need, or the Iranian people are going to rise up. One of those things is going to happen here, I think, in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's going to take a little more time, but I think we're going to get it done for sure.
Quick final question to you, Doug. There are still critics that are claiming that even after all the information that's come out, this war was unnecessary and that Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. Take a look at what Democrat officials have said over the past few years, though. Listen to this.
Iran's nuclear program is galloping forward. It is enriching at higher levels, 20%, even 60%. And Iran with a nuclear weapon or with the ability to produce fissile material on very short notice to get one is an Iran that's going to be an even worse actor.
Iran, the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism, has directly or by hiring criminals mounted assassination attempts against dissidents and high-ranking current and former U.S. officials, including right here on American soil.
Our teammates were killed by radical militias backed by Iran. Terrorist groups backed by Iran and funded by Iran have tried to create even more turmoil.
Okay, so Iran a threat or not a threat?
Right. And so this is what we have to remember. These guys have been a plague on the planet for the last 47 years. I mean, you go back to the Iranian hostage situation when we were all kids, and it's just been going on and on. And so now we have our moment where we can actually do something about it. I think the whole neighborhood is excited about it. I think we're going to see some Arab allies having to join in because they've been attacked as well. So I think the proof really is in the fact that they have 900 kilograms of enriched uranium. They do have missiles that'll go all the way to Diego Garcia. So that can reach London. So we have a real problem on our hands here, and Trump is taking care of it at exactly the right time, and we just got to see it through.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much, Doug Truax, John Vick. Appreciate it.